about Olivia's birth. We didn't actually get the footage back from Olivia's part of the disc, but it looks like we might have got Harry's part, but we're still working it out because like 100 billion folders came in, but nothing from Olivia's birthday. Anyway, so I thought I'd go through sort of what had happened a few days before, actually a few weeks before, because we hadn't filmed, I don't think we've even filmed past 35 weeks, which included anything about me or her. So the few weeks before was kind of really stressful in that we had a 35 week scan, almost at 36 weeks though. No, it was 35 weeks. And it showed a few abnormalities to Olivia, so we had to go to Monash Children's and have them looked into, which came up with nothing. So it was a long and draining process with that. Just before I had the scan, which was like a week and a half between the two scans, I had a fetal MRI. I ended up getting horrendous pain down my left sort of back in my kidneys, and they thought I had stones, so but they couldn't, or an infection, but they couldn't get me into not like an ultrasound for me between the one at Monash. Anyway, so I had to do the fetal MRI with the extraordinary pain, which was already way too uncomfortable at 36 and 4 or whatever I was when I did it. Anyway, so we moved on from that. So after that, she was all cleared. The only thing was that she was really big, and we had a little extra water. Well, he said it wasn't that much, but then my obstetrician said it was quite a bit, so there was discrepancy in the water capacity type thing going on. Anyway, I still had ongoing issues with my pain. I went back to hospital, my hospital, which is a completely different direction, and they thought I definitely had a stone, or not had a stone, they thought that I just had to have an ultrasound. It was too late at night, and our hospital doesn't do ultrasounds at night, so I had to come back in a few days and do an ultrasound. So they gave me more painkillers, and off I went. So then my battery died. I'm on a roll. So then we finished up. I think I actually went back to hospital because I was in too much pain. I did actually. I never made it to the ultrasound that was booked in a few days. I had another so I went back in pain. They did an ultrasound there and found that my kidney was inflamed, but on the right side. A left side had stopped hurting, and I thought I passed a stone the second night that I'd gone in. Slightly confusing. And anyway, then I was given an induction date to go in Monday night, which never happened. To go in Monday night, just gone, so the 17th of August. And have her on the Tuesday, so get induced in Tuesday morning. So Monday night my pain got so bad I had to go back up, very early Monday morning actually. It was like 3-4 o'clock. Eric took me back up, so I'd already been in hospital. By lunchtime they decided that I just had to be induced to like move on. I couldn't take the medicine that I was needed to get rid of the inflamed kidney, and she was like 38 and something, so we just pushed on with going into induction, which came around pretty fast. They had no beds in birth, so they did it in postnatal, which I was very not too keen on, but because I have fast labours, but you know, we went with it. So I got one lot of gel at just after lunch, around lunchtime. By a few hours later, I had asked Eric to come up to the hospital because I was getting pretty regular contractions and they were getting pretty intense. And the hospital is an hour from our house. I chose to go with my original obstetrician. So yeah, so he had to travel up to me. So he left, and when he got there, yeah, he just stayed with me for a few more hours. 6:30 rolled around and it was only 1 centimetre, which I was really confused about. So there was the first sort of sign that something wasn't going on right. To me, I was a bit like, oh no, I'm just panicking, won't say anything, keep pushing on. So I had a second lot of gel. I have one other time had a second lot of gel, never before that I've only needed 1 gel, or not even any gels. They've just broken my waters. So we did a second lot of gel. That just ramped up my contractions even worse. I was in a ball. I had no pain relief because I was in postnatal. So we waited probably an hour or 2 from when I started getting really intense pain, because they had a few emergencies and like we're really busy. So anyway, so we moved across eventually, and then yeah, we stayed there till almost 11 AM the next day, and they checked me a few times overnight and it was always 4 centimeters. So from the time I arrived at birth department till the time I went up for an emergency cesarean. At this point I knew something wasn't right and asked, I pretty much demanded that I have a cesarean. She didn't feel right, it just didn't feel right to me. So we talked over it with the obstetrician on a night shift, which wasn't my obstetrician, it was the other main obstetrician, if that makes sense. Anyway, so the lady obstetrician was like, yep, we'll go, and we went pretty fast actually. So between like 11 and 12:30, when I sort of complained that this wasn't right, by 12 we were sort of moving, and at 12:36 she was born, healthy and not very happy, but yes, she was very healthy, and it showed that she had actually gone engaged face first. So she was never ever going to come out the way she engaged, and yeah, my suspicions were right, and the obstetrician was glad that yeah, we moved on to that process. So we did all that, and then we went to recovery and back to the ward, and yeah, and then I took a lot longer for the spinal to wear off. So Eric had to go home and I was still completely numb. So yeah, but she is healthy and happy. She was born at 12:36, as I said, and yeah, and she weighed 7 pounds 8 ounces, which is a lot lighter than they said she was originally. They said she was going to be around the 9 pound, possibly even up to 10 pounds, which was scary in itself. So because I've had 2 9 pounds and they both kind of got stuck but didn't really get stuck, like they just made it out sort of thing. So yeah, so that was our birthing experience. I do have a lot of photos that the theatre photographer or lady that does the photos in the theatre took for us, so I will show you them and then a few clips from the day. But that is pretty much the story, and I hope you enjoy that. I'm sorry we didn't have the actual footage we took, but you know, technical difficulties happened. I was actually really upset yesterday about it, so but we're moving on. Hopefully we can save Harry's birthday in the time being. But for now, that is it guys. Like, subscribe and comment below. Bye!